I'm not going to get it right every time. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. Hello and welcome. I'm Brielle and you're watching Vitamin B, a show about pursuing big dreams with undefined paths, letting go of judgment, and living life on your own terms. Today, I am talking about how I learned to trust myself, give myself permission to do things in my life my own way, especially when it comes to running my business. So if you don't know, I call myself an intuitive brand coach, and I help people bring their ideas to life. So I work with a lot of professionals who want to transition into entrepreneurship or working for themselves. I also help a lot of creative people bring structure to their businesses and to their creative ideas, and share their stories online and in real life in a way that feels true to who they are. A lot of the work I do is based in storytelling and brand strategy, and I teach people how to build personal brands that are truly an extension of who they are and show up online in an authentic way. In my work, I very much merge what I call coaching and consulting. So as a coach, I operate from a place of supporting you and guiding you to find the right decision for you, and really learning to trust your own intuition and listen to yourself, give yourself permission. As a consultant, I bring in my corporate marketing background and brand strategy experience. So I worked in corporate marketing for about 6 or 7 years before I started my own business, and I learned a ton about digital marketing, building online funnels, creative strategy, all of those things, how to make data-driven decisions. And I bring that into my work and really help you build a robust digital presence online if that's something you want to create, and teach you like the mechanics of how that all works, and really merge what I call data-driven decision-making with intuitive decision-making. If you're interested in learning more about my work, there are links below. You can book a complimentary introductory call with me where we'll just talk about your goals, kind of what you're looking for, and if I'm the right person to help you get there. I also have a bunch of classes online. I have a personal branding masterclass. I have a bunch of freebies on my website, and I do a couple of group programs every year as well. Today, I'm going to be talking about how I run my business from both a strategic and intuitive place, and how I merge the two of those in the work that I do with clients, because this stuff has really changed my life. The first is that I have worked with some really amazing coaches and consultants that have helped me find the right answers for myself. I'm going to link to a bunch of the people that I have worked with on this journey below in the comments. Highly suggest you check them out. I recommend them so much, and there are also people I know I'm going to forget on the list. But Victoria Du is a business coach, Andrea Mitchell is my intuitive coach, and has helped me a lot with my own anxiety or managing feelings of anxiety. My dance coach, Anya Katzman, has also been instrumental in all of this. My very first coach ever, Oren Shaw, is amazing, highly recommend. Brooke Taylor is an amazing career and business coach, she's helped me so much. So has my friend and coach, Meg Markey, who's also an intuitive business coach. And cannot forget my EFT practitioner, Tiffany Jeffers, who's also been absolutely amazing in just helping me so much, especially in the last 6 months. So in general, I have learned to ask for help, which does not always come easily for me, and to hire people who can help me do the things that I am not particularly good at. So in addition to that list, I have an amazing video editor who's going to be editing this video for all of you. And when I started a YouTube series, I knew that I needed some help. So his name is Josh Doak, also linked in the comments or linked in the description box below. And I think that's another part of it. So in addition to working with coaches and consultants who were further along in their journey, or who I really trusted and knew that I could learn something from and be supported by, I have also learned to hire the people who have skill sets that I don't have and I don't feel called to really learn and grow into. So I knew that I wanted to start this YouTube series. I knew that I wanted to do all the storyboarding and really bring the story to life, but I knew that I just was not feeling called to like figure out the editing process and the tech piece. And Josh does so much to just bring every episode to life and really tell the story in a really beautiful, strong, engaging way. So the first thing is working with amazing coaches and consultants who are further along in their journey, who can guide you, support you, teach you how to do things, and also help you learn to trust yourself, because that really is, I think, a learned skill set. and something that we have maybe when we are younger and when we are kids. And then my experience was very much like that. I started to lose a lot of that as I got older and didn't realize I was being bombarded by external messages and external advice that for the most part always came from a very well-intentioned place. But the other thing I've learned about advice and why I don't really like giving advice is that advice, for the most part, when we give it, it's always based on our own experiences and what we believe to be possible and true, or what we believe to be impossible and like the way that the world works. And so one of the amazing things about working with a really great coach is that a coach is very much able to help you see possibility and expand what you think could happen or think could be, and really guide you to finding the right answer for yourself. The second thing I've done over the last year is to test and analyze the data. So coming from the corporate marketing world, I had a very strong background in making data-driven decisions, and I was always looking at the data, the insights. I was very well versed in looking at statistics, at social media insights, at metrics, at Google Analytics, and understanding, okay, like these are the types of topics that are resonating with our audience. This is how we know that based on the traffic and clicks and opens and all of those things. So when I started to come into contact with, I guess, more creative people and people who were running their businesses from a place of, or really leading their lives from a place of intuition, right? What I would call is like listening to yourself and letting something greater speak through you. I was very interested and curious about these concepts. It seemed like these people were way less stressed and worried and anxious than I was, but I was skeptical. And so I decided to test out this new way of doing things, this intuitive strategy, if you will, for a period of 3 months, and then analyze the results. And I decided that I would analyze the revenue in my business. And what I learned is that when I stressed out and tried to do all the things at once and make it perfect, and was like, got so caught up in, oh my gosh, like, is this idea good for the blog or this or that, or like all that stuff? And when I instead really like went internal, and for me, it was really helpful to develop a practice around journaling and then build upon that a practice of meditation. Though I would say that still my own internal guidance comes mainly through writing and creating. And so when I make time for that in my life, I often find the answers in my business or my creative career around what is the right next step for me, or is this person the right person for me to be dating? I do that from writing. And so I would wake up in the mornings and I would just journal, and I would ask for guidance. Like, what are the things I need to or want to focus on in my business this week? And I would kind of do that on Monday and see what would come up through the journal pages. And then I would just do those things, and I wouldn't worry about anything else. I would just like stay in and find the joy in creating. And at the end of those 3 months, I looked at the revenue for my business when I was doing that, and when I was stressing out about all the things and trying to make it perfect and come up with the perfect strategy, and the revenue was the same. And so that really gave me, I guess, the confidence and the clarity that I needed to start to trust myself more and trust my own intuition. And now I would say that I really bring that intuitive decision making with together with more of the strategic parts. I think we need both. My corporate marketing background and understanding how things work on the internet when it comes to digital marketing and SEO and how to look at that data is really helpful in my business and what I want to create long term. And so is the ability to trust myself and to listen to that own internal guidance. The other thing I did was get super clear about my purpose, my brand purpose, which is also connected to my purpose on this earth and in this world. And if you are familiar with me and my content, my YouTube, my Instagram, my email newsletter, I think I've talked a lot about my purpose and letting my purpose come through in the past few months, because that continues to be a really big, important part of the work that I do and the work that I do with clients, and it really does change so many things. So for me, I always knew that I wanted to inspire other people. I have had that desire since I was a little kid. I, wanted to be a blogger before bloggers were what they became. I wanted to be a content creator before they were what they became. Before YouTube existed, I really wanted to talk about and share my life and use the stories around what I was learning to inspire other people. When I was a kid, one of the things I thought I would do when I grew up was move to New York and write for a magazine like 17 or Cosmo or Elle, and be one of the columnists that would like try out a bunch of different things and then write the article, you know, sharing what I had learned. So that desire has always been there. And once I really removed all the limiting ideas around I don't deserve to do that, or only so many people can do that, or who is going to listen to me, once I was able to let go of all of those things that were holding me back, I really was able to ground into my purpose, which is to inspire other people by pursuing my dreams and sharing what I'm learning along the way. And now that I'm really clear on that, I can come back to that in any moment and see if the idea that I'm struggling with, do I do this? Do I not do this? Should I do this project? Should I say yes to this client? Should I say yes to this work? Whatever it is. When I don't know the answer to that question, I really come back to, is this aligned with my deeper purpose? And that helps me find clarity, that helps me trust myself. And that's why I think finding your brand purpose is so helpful, and why it really is the foundation of any type of marketing strategy that you want to put in place. And I feel like when you get really clear on that, the exact idea that you start with, or the exact video that you make first, the exact blog post you put up, the exact person you call, the exact audition you go to, whatever it is for you, that doesn't matter as much. Because all of those things, all of those actions, all of those emails, all of those blog posts, Instagram posts, whatever it is, they're going to tell the story of your purpose and help you share that. And through that, you will create impact. And in that sense, once I ground into that, it's very easy for me to enjoy all of that, because I'm not worried about, is it the right thing? I'm instead operating from a place of, this feels really connected to who I am and the deeper message that I want to share. And I know that that message doesn't get communicated in one Instagram post or one YouTube video. It gets communicated in the culmination of all of the things, the projects that I'm going to create over the rest of my life, and all of the people that I'm going to work with, and all of the people that I'm going to come into contact with. And I'm not going to get it right every time. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. I am committed to getting it right and recognizing and when I've made a mistake and acknowledging that and moving forward and growing and expanding. And I think that's all we can do in a really good way. Like, we can only operate from a place of what we know, and hopefully we are always growing and expanding and learning more, and can be better and better human, I would say human beings, but recently I heard the term human becomings, and I think there's a lot of power in that. And all of that helps me trust myself more and just show up online, especially, as who I am, and know that that is going to be good enough. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so you don't miss a thing. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Brielle Friedman and sign up for my email newsletter. All the links are below in the description box. And I would love to hear from all of you in the comments around what you have learned about giving yourself permission to live life on your own terms and run your businesses and your brands in a way that feels good to you. What's helped you really build self-trust and know that you have all the answers within yourself, and to really listen to that voice within, your intuition, your gut, whatever you want to call it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week for another episode of Vitamin B. Just saw another apartment. I think I'm on apartment 20 or so.